Now, z-scores. I'm going to pull up a problem that I pull up every single time I do z-scores. So I got to find it. Go to Google and pull it up. Because they quit putting it in the book. I guess because it made sense.
Yeah, this homework includes that number more we have to do.
Z-scores, LBJ versus Shaq. Okay. Just open the daggone file. Okay, it's not going to open it. Downloading. There we go. All right, write down. Well, I'll just, yeah, go ahead and write down all of that. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out so y'all can see it when I pull up the whiteboard. And I need to pull up the snipping tool. I hate that word. I have a word that you don't like. 2 words that people have said they don't like in the last 2 or 3 years I've asked this. One is moist. People can't stand the word moist. And people cannot stand the word lover. Lover.
No, I can't stand the word waft. Like the waft something.
There's words that I can't stand. I just can't say it. It's funky.
Wafting is weird.
What did you say?
Waft.
I've never heard of that at all.
We learned it in science. You know, waft the chemical links.
But did you learn how to make change?
True.
Capture, we call it capture 1.
Okay, I know I harp on the calculator all the time, but the calculator it gives you the z-score, doesn't it?
Does with the area. That's in chapter, that's unit 2. Yeah, when I give you the area under the curve, yes, it will give you the z-score. But not right now, no.
So what you're saying is the first thing.
Yep, we're going to, z-score is real easy. It's like, you're talking about another section, okay? You're talking about area under a curve. And I will tell you to use a calculator on that. I will show you how to use it. Darn, I forgot to put that on the calculator. I need to do that. Capture 2. Yep. And pull up my hand again to whiteboard. Z-scores are used when you compare an apples to what? Oranges. In other words, the question here basically says who's taller. You know, of course, any inbred redneck could tell you that Shaq is taller. But it's not asking who is taller. It's asking who is what? Relatively taller. Now, what does that mean? Relatively is basically, really, I can't believe I highlighted that and it took it. All right. It highlighted it. I'm sorry. I can't look. Relatively means compared to your own population. What is the requirements for being president of the United States? You need to be 35 and you need to be what? A citizen of the United States. And what are the qualifications for being a basketball player? There really are none. I mean, you don't have to be a college graduate because LeBron James was not a college graduate. You don't have to be tall because Spud Webb is 5'5". I mean, you have to be able to run. You have to be able to run up and down the basketball court. It's nice if you're able to shoot and make baskets. Yeah, that's kind of not a requirement, but because there has been basketball players in the past that couldn't shoot. Shaq was one that, was his free throw, or was he just not able to shoot period? I think it was both, because I'm not a basketball follower. So, but the whole point is that maybe there are some requirements to be in the National Basketball Association. I don't know. But one of them is not being tall. It's an advantage. Why is it an advantage? Because the closer you are to the goal, the more you can defend it and the more you can make points, supposedly. So, is Shaq a little fish in a big pond or a big fish in a little pond? And is LBJ a big fish in a little pond or a little fish in a big pond? Well, LBJ is a big fish in a little pond. Shaq is a little fish in a big pond. Why? That's not rhetorical, I'm asking you. Exactly. One of the biggest advantages is to be tall. So if you're a 6 foot second grader, then when you get to 7th grade, chances are the physical ed teacher is going to say something to you about what? Cricket? No. Basketball. And if they do that to enough people, what is the basketball team made up of? Tall people. All right? So naturally, 0.038% of the high school athletes make it to the pros. So when you get to the pros, how is that going to be related to the high school and the college? The same. Everybody that's playing basketball, 98% of them are going to be above 6'6" or 6'5". So that is a reason for a big fish in a little pond, or little fish in a big pond. Whereas president, you don't have to be a certain height, and height is not an advantage. Even though Jeb Bush stood on his tiptoes during photo ops because he wanted to be taller than Donald Trump. Why? Exactly. So he stood on his tiptoes during. Did y'all ever see that? You have to look it up. Google it. It's on there. Jeb Bush stood on tiptoes during because he wanted to. He was supposed to be coronated. Donald Trump wasn't supposed to show up. I don't understand these people. It's supposed to be Hillary and Jeb Bush. Why are these people supposed to mess things up? Bernie Sanders and Trump. Why are they supposed to run for president? This is a coronation. Anyway, I'm being sarcastic.
They couldn't have been third.
Huh?
They could not have been third.
Well, he ain't worth it. I mean, I'm sorry. I fought under Reagan and Reagan and George Herbert Walker. I fought under them. And I liked W. I didn't like change. So I ain't got no use for Jeb Bush. Anyway, so there is no requirement for being, president. And yeah, people say they like to have a tall man or tall woman. I don't know, really, right now I don't think we're ready for a woman, but that's just my own personal opinion, not this one. We're ready for a woman, but not this one. The whole point is, he is a big fish in a little pond because, heck, FDR was 6 foot, George W. Bush was 6'1". A lot of your men are not, just come on in, whatever, that's fine. A lot of your men are going to be around 6 foot. Average size, I don't know what the average size male is.
I'll have it too.
Okay. Average male, I guess, is around 6 foot. You need to Google it and see. But LBJ is a big fish in a little pond because most average men are around 6 foot. Okay? So, relatively taller means you're going to compare the two. All you got to know is the Z-score formula. And the Z-score formula is Z is equal to X minus X bar over standard deviation. Okay? Now, I'm going to take my handy dandy highlighter and I'm going to highlight that X right there. Your X is going to be what you're given. Why does my voice keep cracking? There's one X, and there's the other X. Okay, let me get another highlighter and highlight the X bar. There's one X bar, and there's the other X bar. And let me get my handy dandy yellow green highlighter and standard deviation, standard deviation, standard deviation. So you got two z-scores to compare. You got Shack, z-score for Shack, and you need to plug and chug for that. And you got your z-score for LBJ. Do that. So which one are you going to do for Shack? Which one is he? Which X is he? 85. Minus what? Well, Shaq, the standard deviation of basketball players is 80. And me, standard deviation is 3.3. What is LBJ's X? He's 75. Minus what's his mean? 71.5. And his standard deviation is 2.1. Usually to the hundreds. These scores are usually to the hundreds. So somebody tell me what you get right here.
I got 1.6. Oh, no, yeah, 1.52.
5.2. And what did you get here?
1.67.
On the z-score table, your mean is 0. Your standard deviation is 1. Anything outside of 2 standard deviations is what? Unusual or an outlier. You can only miss out 3. You want to go 3? Let's get 3 right here. And a -3 right here. So outlier, unusual, normal, unusual. So 1.52 is Shaq. 1.67 is LBJ. Which one is more unusual? LBJ, so LBJ is relatively taller. Now answer the second question. And I said inbred redneck because I am an inbred redneck. So
You said it must be all
my grandmother and grandfather were first cousins or second cousins. No, I'm not. I'm serious.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Think about it. You didn't have a mall to go back to. You didn't have a mall to go back to. You didn't have cars. Well, a lot of people back in the 1900s were family. But my hands are not steady or anything, so I took them.
You got problems.
Yep.
I think I need to do something.
Yeah, these are the preliminary to what you're talking about. What you're talking about is a little bit more complicated, but it's
What function do you use? Just tell me.
what function you use for what.
To get the list going.
We can't use it because I don't have
I know that.
the second bars.
Okay. I got all that written down.
Oh, okay. I think I put that on that calculator thing. I think I did.
I had to make this like one of the new all things so I could remember the okay, I got that now.
So, says William McKinley was the shortest president of the last century with a height of 67 inches. So, find his z-score. His z-score is going to be equal to 67 minus 71.5 over 2.1. Somebody give me that z-score. Sorry, negative what? So what was he? He was unusual because he was beyond 2. I don't know what it's going to ask. Yeah, because it's outside of 2 standard deviations. I don't know how tall. I don't think. Somebody tell me how tall Obama is, because I don't know. I know George Bush, well, he was like 6'1" W, and I think George Herbert and George W about the same height, and Ronald Reagan's. I don't think anyone. Who? You're kidding. Oh, he was like 6'3" or something. So he was just tall. Him and Bush are the same height. What? Okay, he's just 6. What about George W? George Herbert Walker. George Herbert, his daddy. Just curious.
Okay.
So I guess LBJ is still the tallest
I'm
president.
coming up with something different. What have I been doing? That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, somebody can't give me the right number.
I said one.
It's my fault. I'm sorry, it's my fault. 2 point what? 2.14?
We're all here.
You're supposed to be perfect.
I know.
It might be perfect at something.
That's and that's how you do it. So he's tall. But he's still not. What is 75 inches? 6'3"?
How tall are you?
6. I'm 6 foot. What is 75? 6'3"? I guess LBJ is still the tallest president. He had a lot of most. I'm not going to say what most of, but he had a lot of most. He's famous for making one of the most racist statements in the world. 6'4". Why they got 6? Okay. Well, him and Lincoln were the same height.
They have different guns.
Yeah, why do they have 675 instead of 76? Well, but that's how you use the z-score. That's the only thing that we'll be talking about with z-score in this chapter. So make sure you know how to plug each other. Now, why do students get this wrong? They decide to change it. They decide to make all their answers positive. Did we change it because this was negative? No. You don't say, well, if I take 71 from 67, that's going to be negative. It means I'll switch it. I'll switch it to 71 plus 5 minus 67. You can't do that. All right? If you're given a height of someone or a weight or whatever, that's x. And then they'll give you the mean. You take the mean away from the x. I don't care how small or how big the x is. You don't start changing because you want to change. Okay? That's where students mess up. What do they say?
It's same ones from
Let me see what you're talking about. Okay, let me get there. Let me get out of this. Okay, let me get there. Hold on. I gotta get there first. Let's see. That was my fault, I guess. Well, there we go. All right, is this 103?
I hate this business.
You have to do it at 43 parts, and you miss one, you gotta do it all.
Remember me telling you this book is terrible?
I think I decided I'm just gonna have to be happy with like a 98.3, because I'm not gonna do it all.
I do it. Like I always.
Well, the ones I'm missing are the questions, like the,
There's an easy question answer. Let's get through it.
I definitely feel like saying that, but when you get down to that, the last two questions, you miss it, where you kind of basically have a true false kind of thing, you only have one choice.
What'd you say, 6C?
Yeah.
What number?
No, that's not it. It's in like 6B. You click on the table and you gotta sit there and go. That's it.
Oh my,
See, it gives you the
this one
meaning.
does do the percentiles. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay, here it is. Okay, it says 72. So convert 72 is your X. Yeah. So in this problem it'd be 76. (76) minus 120 over 16 is equal to negative. Oh, I can't read. Okay, 72 minus 120. What is that? Negative 52 or something? Negative 48 over 16, which is equal to negative 3. So that would be an outlier between the unusual and outlier. Okay, let's do another one. I could get to my freaking pointer. There we go.
I miss the numbers I had with courses.
Yeah, before you got here, I had asked him, I was at test when there was a question, and he said no. He said that the only questions are like in chapter 5 and 8.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a bunch of wordy questions.
Well, they're confusing.
Find the standard score and use the table to find the percentile. Oh, they're actually doing these in this section. Okay. All right. They're wanting you to find 0.6 standard deviation above the mean. So we do have to use a calculator here.
Oh.
I just looked at the table.
Really?
To be honest.
All right. Now, there's two ways to do this. One is you can do it by the table that they give you. The other is by the calculator. The easiest way, if they give you the table, is to do it with the calculator. I mean, do it with the Z table. Where's 0.6? Well, you find 0.6. Here it is. Now you look. I don't want you depending on the calculator. 0.6.
Okay.
There it is. Now, what are they saying? I'm going to show you what they're saying because you don't have no idea what they're saying. On the Z table, on the Z normal distribution, I like to tell students, think of it as a gas tank. This is empty, okay, so that'd be like 0. This would be like 25%, which is what? A quarter of a tank. I'm gonna put 0 down here because I don't want to put 0 there and mess people up. What is this? That's a half, which is 50%. This is what? 3/4, which is 75%. And over here is 100, which is full. And we always read left to right. And you read the areas from left to right, just like a gas tank. Everybody with me? Now, everything in this bubble right here is considered to be an area. Area, here's the three things that you call it. Area, probability, percentage. All of those numbers, all of those words mean the same thing. If I asked you for the probability at a z-score of 0.7, then you would tell me that probability or that area or that percentage. So this question is asking me how much area is under a z-score of 0.6. And 0.6 is right in here. So they're wanting to know what is the area up to 0.6. That's what they're wanting to know. The area is probability. So I can say the area under the curve is 0.6 is blah, blah, blah. Or I could say the probability under the curve at 0.6 is blah, blah, blah. Or I could say the percentage at 0.6 is blah, blah, blah. All of them will give you 72.57. Now, area would be 0.7257, because area and probability are in decimals. 0.7257. Probability is 0.7257. What would the percentage be? 72.57. Okay. Again, another disagreement with the book. I don't agree with the way they write this, because technically, and they are doing the percentile, so they are correcting themselves. The key word is percentile. But if you go into probability and statistics class, it's not going to ask you for the percentile. It's going to ask you for the area or the probability, and then it would be 0.7257. That's the area. That's the shaded area, which is the probability. So the probability, it'd be like there's a 72% chance that your score is going to be 0.6 or below, if it was a z-score. Now, later, they're going to ask you to give me an x, and that would be like an IQ score, but they have to give you more information. Just all they're asking you here is just to give you the percentage. That's it. That's, this is the standard score. Standard score and z-score is the same thing. Z-score and standard score. I've never heard of standard score. This is in this book, this is the first time I've heard it called that. Z-score in most most probability books is called z-score. I've never heard it called standard score. 0.6 is what they give you. The answer is 72.57 is the area. The Xander score is 0.6. Why are they asking the same thing over and over?
It's one more part remaining.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
I'm trying to answer.
Have I told y'all this book sucks?
Yes, it does.
Okay. 0.6.
What?
And now,
That's dumb.
corresponds to the percentile of 72 point what?
That's dumb. That's just dumb.
Thank you.
That's a waste of time.
That's how you do those. Well, they're just asking you to find they're asking you to find the area. Okay, I meant the z-score that complements the area. So this time, you would, let me get rid of this, draw a picture. You draw a picture so you can check with common sense. If you don't draw a picture, you're not going to have a clue what you're doing. Now remember, we said this was 25%. This is 50%. If you're just looking at it percentage-wise, this is 75%, and this is 100 over here, and this is 0 over here. Now, let me ask you a question. We'll color this one. We'll highlight it yellow. Now, where is 40% going to be? I'm sorry, what? To the left of what? 50. So you know your z-score is going to be between 0 and what? -1. Because this is 0, this is 1. Let me go ahead and put that over. Hold on. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. See, what they're doing is they're confusing y'all by saying standard. Forget standard. This is z-score. What's the z-score? Here they're giving you the area, you find the z-score. So the first part, they're wanting you to take this area and tell us what the z-score is. They don't know this area. That's what they do. 4 point, let's say 40% is what? 0.4044, I'm sorry, 0.4000, right? Or 40%. In this book, they probably have it in percentages because they think y'all too stupid for guys in the form of decimal, like all other books are written. So, you look up your handy dandy table, which is right here. Thought I clicked on the icon. There. And find 40%. Well, that's not over here because that's 90. It's not over here. That's 50, 60, 70. It's right in here somewhere because there's 25, there's 36. So we got to go down. And which one's closer? Well, what's close to $40? $40 to 13 cents or 40? I'm sorry. That's the only thing closer. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're reading something else. So your answer is negative point what? Does that make sense? What did we say it was going to be? It was going to be between 0 and what? Negative 0.25. So you're either, this is the way you need to remember these questions. You're either going to be given, I'm going to write this on the whiteboard, then I'll come back to this. One, you're either going to be given a z-score, and you find the what?
Standard deviation.
Find the area, or you're either going to be given the area, and you find the what? So you need to write that down because in this section, I thought it was in the later section. Sorry. They're either going to give you the area or they're going to give you a z-score. And they're going to call the z-score the standard score. So with that, do the other two problems. I'm getting there, just hold on, I'm sorry. Should have just hit transparent. There. You find the 30th percentile. Where would 30 be? Well, you know that, hold on a second. Where would 30 be? I'm going to do this in green. Well, you just found 40. You know this is 0.5, so 30 is probably going to be right in here. Now, what do you think it's going to be? Well, you've already established that 30 is or 40 is 0.25. So negative 0.25. So you probably are talking 30 is around what? Negative 0.5, somewhere around there. Might be 0.4, might be 0.6, somewhere in there. All right. So let's see what happens. Let's take our 30th percentile and find 30. 30, 30, 30, 30. What's closer to $30? $30.85 or $29.12? Well, 85 is different here, so that would be 88. So which one's closer? Negative 0.5. I thought that's what it was. That's how you check with common sense. You check it and say, okay, well, it's right here below 30, but I got 2.7. Well, 2.7 is wrong. All right, so you make sure you check it with a little bit of common sense. If this is 0.25, negative 0.25, then this has got to be around negative 0.5. Yeah, you write it. Okay, so that was my green. So where would the 92nd percentile be? I'll do that in blue. The 92nd percentile, well, this is 75. And if you take this 2.5 off, this is 2.5, this is 13.5, this is 34, this is 34, this is 13.5. This right here is 97.5. So what do they want? 92, so I'm going to put it right about here. I don't know, that's 97.5, 92, you know, somewhere in here. So you're talking about a z-score of what? Somebody guesstimate. What do you think? Maybe 0.5, but you know it's going to be between 1 and what? 2. The z-score you get has got to be between 1 and 2. That's why you need these pictures. If you don't draw these pictures, you're not going to have a clue. So 92 percentile, look up 92, ding, 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 ding. Nope. So we take our handy dandy mouse and we move it up. 92, 92, 92. What's closer to $92? $91.92 or $93? Or what am I supposed to be? 92, 92. Yeah. Well, that is closest. That's way off. Sometimes they're in the middle, sometimes they're not. So 1.4. What did we say common sense wise? We said around 1.5. So 1.4 makes sense. And that's how you do that problem.
So, are the problems that have been asked us, they're kind of asked us to choose,
Yeah, and that's what I've shown you with these. Draw a normal curve, and then label it 0, 1, 2, -1, -2, and then put your put a 0 down here, put your 25, a 50, 75, and 100, so that way you can read the picture. Okay, let's see what else. Is that the last question? I'll put 5 or 6 of those on the test. I'm kidding. I don't know how many I put on the test. So let's see if I'm right. What was this one? Negative 0.25? Ah, well done. And the 40th percentile approximately is 0.25 is below the mean.
No, you got the answer. You got 2. You got 2 answers.
Yeah, that's a box in front of you.
That's what the negative means, but they think y'all too stupid to figure that out. I just think this book is stupid. The standard, what was 0.5?
1.4.
It is 0.5.
0.50. Really? Boy, they think y'all are stupid. I mean, they do. I mean, insults intelligence if you ask me. 92 is 1.4. 1.4 above the mean. We got that one right. Oh, question is complete. They tell us that the question is complete. So actually you answered 6 questions when you only had to answer 3. Okay, does that help you out? And that helps out because that basically carries, that's the z-score. Now for those of you that have to use the calculator, this is what you do on the calculator. Let's do this one, the one that I didn't do. 24. They say the set of data items with a mean of 30. Okay, that's not what I was. Where's the one that asked first? Oh, it's that one. Okay, similar question. All right, this one didn't change. Okay. All right, I'll just show you how to do it. Go to your handy dandy calculator. Now, if you're given the z-score and you need to find the area, then you type second bars and normal CDF. Now remember, on the left-hand side, it's negative infinity. On the right-hand side, it's positive infinity. They don't have infinity on here, so you put 99999. Put 4 or 5 nines, it doesn't matter. So I want to know, what was the first one we did? What was the z-score? 0.6 or something like that? So normal CDF from negative infinity, which would be negative 9999 to comma 0.6. Same thing. This is lower, negative 9999, upper is 0.6. Now, is that what we got? 0.72, I think it was 72.57, right? Now remember, it's given us area and probability. If you want to change it to percent, you got to move it 2 places to the what? To the right, which would be 72.57. So let's do it again. Now you don't have to type it in, you just hit second entry. And let's type in 1.7. Well, what's 1.7? Well, 0 is 50%, right? And 1 is 75%. 2 is pretty much 97%. So what do you think 1.7 is? Around 80%? Somewhere around there? Let's see what it is. Quick see. Okay, 0.95 is further than I thought. 0.95. 2 should be around 97%. Let's check. Second, enter. 2 is supposed to be, by the empirical rule, supposed to be 97.5 or something like that. 97.72. So now if you're given a z-score, you can find the what? The area. But what if you're given the other direction? What if you're given the area and you need to find a z-score? Then you hit second, bars, and inverse norm. And now type in the area. What was the area on that first one? 40% or 30%? 0.3000. Notice that the calculator wants you to put in 0.3000. That's because in 99% of the books, it's written as 0.3000, except for this book. Negative 0.52. What do we get for 30%? I think we got right around negative 0.5, didn't we? 40%, second entry. Change that to a 4. 0.25. What was the other one? 92. Pay attention. 92. And 1.4. So you can do it on the calculator too. But either way, it's not that difficult. Okay? You got to find the z-score. You have to actually calculate that. Capiche? Okay. Then that's all. That's it. So let's go to our handy dandy test. I think I pulled up one of y'all's tests anyway, didn't I? And made it a demo. And I need to go in and I need to fix this thing. I have to change a couple of things for y'all. Let's see, today's date is the 14th. And I'll make it 1 o'clock so that way. And no, make it 8 o'clock.
So we get home from the 8 o'clock.
No, just chill out a minute, Ham. Y'all can't let me finish the statement. When's it due? 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 Tell me, quick, please. Yeah. Yep. Wait a minute. Why didn't it let me edit? It's supposed to let me edit it. One or more of your students has already started the assignment. How can that be? I hadn't. Nobody started the assignment. Y'all see anybody started the assignment? We'll try it again.
Is it where you took that fake test?
Yeah, but I'm the teacher. It should let me do that. All right, let's just do this. Sorry, I have to copy it. I have to delete this one. Assign. It's a conspiracy. There we go. All right, I got to take this one. Let's see, grade book. Make sure that one's okay. Yep, that one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. I got to change the dates on some of them. When's the last day of class? 28th or 29th?
It's 2015.
What?
September 11th, 2019.
It's, no, I'm asking y'all, what's the last day of class? November 28th? Is it 28th or 29th? Somebody look it up. I think it's on the 20.
It's the 29th.
29th. Okay. Heck, you haven't even started.
Actually, it'd be sad to leave this class.
You ain't left it yet. You gotta pass it first.
2 more months.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that that's the one thing that we sort of always say that's free.
Okay, save,
Well, I've done all of it.
save and exit. Oh, what was that one? Grade book, homework. I gotta fix these for y'all, cause I'll have somebody that'll send me an email. I don't understand, that was last year. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. There should be another one. Okay, is that it? I guess it is. I just gotta fix that one. Okay. Oh. Last day of class. Take that one out. And fill in last day of class, fall 2016. Okay. There's no other ones? I guess not. I guess I took them all off, except for those. Okay, so save and assign. Now when you pull them up, there it is. We'll do a preview. No, better not do that. I need to show you where it is, because somebody will say, I don't know where it is. So when you go to the main menu, hit test. And the test is going to ask you, it's going to say, do you want to take this test? It also gives you what? What does it give you over here? Wow, it gives you the due date and the time.
So that is next what?
And it gives you the time limit, and it gives you how many times you got to take it. Kyle, it's amazing what this thing will give you if you click on it. All right, what time's class over?
It's
Oh, Lord, what's
it's
the
over at
question?
12:20.
So whenever we click on a test, we have to have a homework period.
No, take it right now if you want to.
It's like this, or is that like for real?
I don't know. Just don't do any of the homework. Just do the test. I'll give you a grade after you do all the tests. Okay? So, if the test is going to start today, that means the homework has got to cut off soon.
You're going to need about 4 hours. Oh, yeah.
That's fine. I do that anyway. So make sure I'm good. That's interesting.
And that is section 5. What did we cover? 5A, it's C and E,
Yes.
and 6A, B, and C. And we will put it off. Today is the September the 14th. I'll give you till Monday.
Yeah, you don't have to think.
The only reason I'm giving y'all the 14th is because of lost one back there.
Thank you, Austin.
Now, I'll give y'all a hint. If you actually go to homework now, what will it do? Y'all see how this works now? I play football. Y'all figured it out? Oh, another thing. If you go to my courses and you hit Math 103, there's something over here it's called with all them blocks in it. What is that called? And it has it in there too. It's a miracle.
So the test is open tonight at 8 o'clock.
No, it opens this morning at 8 o'clock. I do that.
Oh,
It opened this morning. I put 8 o'clock this morning.
okay. So it's open right now.
Yep. So wait till the last minute.
I'm gonna wait for this to begin. And I don't have.
No, wait till the last minute when there's a thunderstorm outside and all the kids are running around and the dogs running around and the thunderbolts outside.
Okay, there was
That's
no-
when you take
There was
it.
no thunderbolts last night, there were no kids at the house, and my computer glitched while I was taking a CPT thing, and I only have one more chance.
It's a conspiracy.
It was.
Let me shut this thing off right quick.